Sometimes the best barbecue spots aren't the ones you plan on going to. The locals have told us we have to try this place. So today we are headed to the Crazy Pig in Davidson, North Carolina. With a recommendation like that, the real question is, did they steer us right?
All right, everybody. Welcome back, Pit Stop Crew. This week we got to take a little tour down to a town called Davidson, North Carolina, and we went to a barbecue place that's known for its southern charm, its outdoor music, and its amazing sauces. And I'm talking about the Crazy Pig. And this place was pretty dang cool.
So Davidson's literally right around the corner from us, and it's of course has Davidson College. It's a beautiful downtown area, and we've seen this little spot a lot, so we decided to add it to our list. And I'm really glad we did.
Yeah, it was really awesome. And Davidson's kind of got that inland Charleston feel to it.
Oh
It's
yeah.
kind of like that old charm, with people with quite a bit of money. It's got a college there. It's really cool. It's a really cool town. Check it out. Definitely check out the Crazy Pig though.
So, a few facts about the Crazy Pig. It is ran by, please forgive me if I say this wrong, the McCrary family since 2006. Now, they owned three other breakfast places. I didn't write them down, but they're egg places. And this is their first barbecue. And it is right down the street from Davidson College off of Main Street. And the things that it is known for, and I agree, is their smoked meats, their craft beers, which we didn't get to try. I'm not a big beer person, and their use of local ingredients.
Yep.
So, getting into that, let's talk about our experience. We had the three meat platter, and I got my notes because it was so good. I was sitting there typing while we were eating, so I would not forget a single thing. So, we had the brisket, the smoked chicken, and the pulled pork. And a couple of the things that stood out to me overall is just everything complemented with every sauce. You picked different sauces. They had six different sauces, correct? Yeah.
Yeah. So I agree with her. I think the highlight of the show was the sauces, and I wrote on my list the sauces are amazing, and I tried them on all the meats. And I did that, and I mixed and matched each sauce with each meat, and they actually all really paired well. A few of them paired a little bit better. I have to say, when you walk in, it's a very welcoming place.
Oh
It's
yeah.
really cool. They got a lot of old wood. It's kind of got an old saloon type feel when you walk into it. The owner was actually there and actually helped us that day, and actually brought out our food and stuff. He was a really cool guy to
It's
talk
great.
to.
It's super nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
and they
got
actually serve breakfast there as
they do.
well, so you can go early in the morning and then kind of transition into the barbecue for lunch, and I think they were open for dinner as well.
They got so many unique dishes that I want to go back and try. They had the fries, the loaded piggy fries, I think that's what it's called. But yeah, pulled pork and queso. Oh, this sounds like a smorgasbord. But let's talk about what we're here to talk about: barbecue. So you want to start with the pulled pork?
So I just kind of want to talk about a little bit about the sauces first.
Okay.
Then, like the sauces they had were the habanero mango, which had an
Oh, that was
amazing
so good.
balance of heat and sweet. I'm not a big fan of like mango kind of flavor, but I really thought in a barbecue sauce it was pretty awesome. You got
It was
that sweet,
delicious.
and then the habanero, you get the heat. Had a great balance. Had a little kick at the end too for a little extra heat from the habanero. So I thought it was a really good sauce.
It wasn't an unbearable heat either. You could enjoy it over and over again. Sometimes they get too spicy with the habanero,
Yeah,
but that
and
one was well balanced.
they also had a vinegar sauce,
Hmm.
which complemented the pork really well and gave
Perfectly.
it great flavor. It was definitely your like quintessential vinegar barbecue sauce, the red vinegar sauce for Western North Carolina. So I thought it was done really well. It was a little more elevated than some of the ones we've had
Hmm.
lately. It's definitely more elevated than the OGs. I think the newer people, and they're not really newer, being around since 2006, but they're newer than say like somebody that's been around since the 60s or 70s.
Newer
Yeah. They
comparison.
like
Sorry.
you can tell they like to play around with spices a little bit, and it showed in their sauces. They played around with a lot of ingredients, and they're really good. The next sauce was a mustard sauce, and it was really nice and had like a good mustard undertone, and it was it had a little bit of sweet in it, and no heat that I got off of
None.
it at all. But it definitely paired real well with the brisket and
They
the fries.
so they had three of well, I mean they're all signature, but they had a house sauce, a bold sauce, and a sweet honey sauce. I think it was just called sweet. But overall, our daughter found a new favorite sauce, the sweet sauce. And I even asked the owner if he had some to sell. He only had the house sauce because we wanted it to take home. It was that good. That was probably my favorite was their sweet.
Yeah. So the house suite I have on here is being my favorite, and it was awesome on everything. Everything you put it on,
Hmm.
it complimented. It was just a nice sweet barbecue sauce. It's like that standard barbecue sauce you go to the store to get to put on your chicken tenders, your French fries,
Ribs,
whatever.
anything, yeah.
And growing up, I'm all about barbecue sauce. Growing up, I put barbecue sauce on everything. That was my favorite go-to thing. Some kids do ketchup. I was about the barbecue sauce.
Still is.
Yep,
Still is.
still love it. The house sauce was a mix of a little bit of sweet and a little bit of bold on the back end. It kind of had that, like, I don't know, I wouldn't say a steak sauce, but you know how steak sauce is bold? It kind of had that bold finish on it when you
A little
had
bit
it. It was
more
pretty good.
smoky, kind of savory background to it.
Yeah, and then they actually did have a bold sauce, and it had a nice, it had a tiny bit of sweet on it in the front end, but it was just a lot of spice on the back end. It was definitely like a bold and spicy steak sauce, but it
Oh,
was a
I agree.
barbecue sauce.
That was my favorite with the brisket. I
Yeah,
thought it paired so well with the brisket. But so speaking of the brisket, it was probably to date the tastiest brisket I've had.
yeah. There.
The
I,
flavor. Oh,
So you eat with your eyes first. That's what
yes.
they say. So when I looked at it, it looked like the brisket was very well done and overcooked. And I
Yeah,
picked it up, and it didn't have the bend; it had the fall apart.
it fell apart. Yep.
But then I put it in my mouth, and it totally changed my my perspective on it. It was just amazing. It did fall apart, but it's probably, like she said today, one of the best briskets I had. It had a
Flavor. Oh,
very light salt and pepper taste to it, with a nice juice to it, and just all the sauces paired really well with this. It just had a great smoke and pepper taste to it, and you could get a hint of some salt on there too, so it gave it a little saltiness. But thought it was a really good cut of meat. Really good. It was a little bit overdone, but it was later in the day when we went. It was way
yeah.
past lunch.
It was about two
So
o'clock, I think.
sometimes when stuff's been sitting around for a little while, even if you put it in a warmer, it can start to get overcooked a little bit, but it didn't matter. That
Yeah.
brisket was probably the best one we've had so far testing out North Carolina barbecue.
And it
It was
was
really good.
such a surprise. It was
Yeah,
like one of those you put it in your mouth and you're like, oh, it's like,
yeah.
whoa.
But
The flavor was amazing.
we didn't really go for the brisket.
Nope.
This is all about North Carolina barbecue. So the pulled pork, it was really well done. Had some spice, some smoke, had a real good bark. Um, the outer edges of it were kind of barky, and she kind of picked up on a little dryness in there. But
Hmm.
as you mix it all together, the juice was in the middle, and the juice was in the center pieces. And if you mix it well together, that bark and that juicy center and just the that nice vinegar sauce just played well together. It was just like, a symphony in your mouth when you're eating this pulled pork. It was really
See,
awesome.
we differ here. This is why we both are here. That was not my favorite pulled pork. It was kind of dry. It didn't have a lot of flavor. It only worked with the sauce. So you couldn't eat it by itself, which is fine. The sauce is made to complement the meat. But sometimes I like to be able to eat this meat on its own. I want it to stand out. But to me, it was kind of on the dry side. But I was trying to pick out the flavor. I don't know if it was from the wood. We didn't find out what type of wood he uses, but there was kind of a sweet undertone I kept picking up on.
Yeah,
in the
he might
pork.
use like a cherry. Well, it's definitely not a cherry because cherry's a
Maybe
distinct flavor.
apple?
Maybe applewood. Yeah,
Yeah.
applewood will give it a little bit of sweetness. But the pulled pork to me, and you didn't really eat a lot of the pulled pork, but if you went to the middle, it was at the middle of the stack of pulled pork. It was really good.
Maybe
You
it was
you,
better.
you just grabbed I think an edge or something, but well, I thought the pulled pork was really 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 good.
So we went in with this whole thing doing incorporating ribs. They did not have ribs available, so we did the smoked chicken. I swear the smoked chicken I've had here lately has been just dynamite. I've become such a big smoked chicken fan.
Yeah, and their chicken was really they did the whole leg,
Hmm.
the leg and the
The back
thigh.
quarter, yeah.
Yeah, and it was cooked perfect. It paired well with their sweet and bold. Um,
Mustard.
the rub on the skin had a sage paprika
Hmm.
balance with a nice smoke on it, and I mean the skin it wasn't crispy. It was still, a little on the tender side
Yeah.
where you could bite it, but it was really good and it complemented the meat really really well.
It was amazing. I ate it with the mustard. That was my favorite, the mustard with the chicken. And it was just completely tender. Like you could pull the bone right out of it.
Yeah,
That's how tender it was.
I like the house sweet with it, and the habanero mango was real good with it. But the mustard was also good with the chicken as well. Can't go wrong with any of the
No,
sauces. You
no.
can put any
They
of
were
the
all
sauces
good.
on
I
anything.
mean, it
I think
was
this
just
this guy is kind of like the sauce boss. He's got it figured out. They got six of
hashtag
them.
sauce boss. There you
Yeah.
go. I like it. So let's talk about their potato salad, y'all. Whew. So their potato salad, I hate to say it's my favorite so far, but it is my favorite so far. They elevated their potato salad.
Yeah, and when you talk about baked beans, coleslaw, potato salad, like we always have, you've got to do something past the norm
Something
to kind of
different.
elevate it a little bit, and they kind of did that. They used it was heavy on the mayonnaise, which is cool, and then they threw some dill in there, and instead of using just regular old, russet potatoes or whatever, they actually threw in some red potatoes
With the skins on.
and the skins on and kind of smashed them, smashed it up in there
It
and
was creamy, it was tangy, but you could taste the celery seed and it did have celery in it as well.
yeah, and
It was
it was just a super well
mm,
balanced potato salad. I really really enjoyed it. We pretty much cleaned our plates. We took home a little bit of the beans and a
yeah.
little bit of the coleslaw and potato salad, and later on that night, I had a nice midnight snack while I was watching some football.
Yep. So the coleslaw was all right. Nothing, it was nice, it was balanced, it was tangy.
Yeah, I thought it was your normal run of the mill
Yeah.
coleslaw. I think it was a little bit better than some of the other ones we had, but not enough to like stand out.
Yeah.
And that's what you got to do with the sides to have something. You got to throw something wild, throw a curveball, throw something wild in there so we
We
can
think about
taste
it.
it, think about it, and be
Yep.
like, dang, why didn't I think about that? That's cool. And then the beans, they were a little smoky sweet, but they were pretty much your average run of the mill beans as well. There was nothing that really kind of separated those for
See,
me.
I kept saying I felt like it had like a malty flavor to it, like maybe there was some beer or something in that general direction that was added, but
Yeah,
they were not my favorite beans.
yeah, I never picked up anything on the beer. I think it's just you can't have gluten and hadn't had a good beer in a
I
long
don't know
time.
what beer. Yes, I do know what beer tastes like. Hello, college, but yeah,
College,
college,
just college, not
just
not the
college.
last 20
I
years from
I
college.
grew out of the beer. It's just it's not my thing. I'm a wine girl. Well, now I'm liking some bourbon here lately. Have mercy.
So they had really good fries too. They had shoestring fries, and we used the fries to really taste and test all the
It
sauces.
was
It's kind
perfect.
of like the fun thing. Our daughter got the fries along with what else did she get?
She got a
The smash
smash
burger.
burger. Girl loves a good burger.
Yeah, the smash burger looked pretty cool. I did
Yeah.
not taste the smash burger though. But at the end, they
I don't.
give you Texas toast, and at the end, I took some coleslaw and some of the pulled pork and made a Texas toast sandwich.
Yep.
And it was like a homage to my grandpa. He always had to make a sandwich out of everything. So I made a sandwich at the end, and it was really good. It was you know
You
I
Carolina coleslaw and pulled
yeah,
pork on
it
bread.
was a great barbecue sandwich with some toast. So it was awesome.
Well, apparently the burger was good because it was gone.
It was gone as quick as it got to the table.
I barely got a picture of it. I was like, wait.
But
So here's the question: what do we go back?
absolutely, and it being right around the corner, I think we'll go back
Absolutely.
plenty. And it's also next to one of our favorite like date restaurants as well. So maybe we switch it up a little bit, do
Yeah.
barbecue on a date night instead of going to our normal restaurant as
Yeah.
much when we go down there. But yeah, it's a cool town to hang out in. They have a cool night
Just fun
atmosphere.
to walk around.
Yeah,
It's one of those downtown, old downtowny,
it's a really fun place. They have an ice cream
downtowny.
shop there. It's pretty much everything you would expect in a college town, but it's got
Mm-hmm.
that small. It's definitely a smaller feel. It's not like your huge college town. I mean, you can drive through that town and miss it.
Oh
It's
yeah.
that quick. So
It's very like
it's not a very big town. But it is like the Charleston Field is a really cool place. But yeah, if you're in Davidson, go check out the Crazy Pig. If you're not in Davidson, take a trip to Davidson and check out the Crazy
it's
Pig.
worth the trip.
You won't be disappointed. It
So
was
I'm
awesome.
I'm curious to see how this is gonna rank.
Yeah, I think this one's definitely going to make the top 25 list. We'll see how far up it goes. I don't know if it makes it to number one or two or three or where it mingles in there, but we're starting to build that top 25 list. We're about 12, 13 restaurants in now.
Yeah, I believe
So
so.
we're starting to fill up, starting to, and that's one of our criteria on our 1 to 100 scale is you have to hit 85 to make it to the top 25 list. And as we get more and more on there, it's going to be harder and harder because we're going to have to start kicking people off. So
Yeah,
it's gonna be a
that's the way it
challenge,
goes.
but we also did leave our mark. Our daughter got to put one of our little piggies. I think it was the owner's Jeep.
She got to pick
He had
somebody.
a really cool Jeep, so she put a pig on his Jeep instead of a duck. That's what we're kind of doing now. Anytime we see a Jeep out while we're barbecue, tasting and having
So
fun,
silly. I love it.
yeah,
Absolutely love it.
we're leaving those. We'll give them to kids and stuff too if we see any kids while we're out.
What is it with y'all? I'm a Jeep girl, and there's not a lot of Jeep at barbecue places. It's only been a few and far
No,
between. There's been like
yeah,
three. We've only given a
I've
few out
seen
because I don't
some
put it on
Jeeps.
normal cars because I don't want them to be like, what the? Yeah, I'm not a
Yeah,
Jeep.
I
It's
know
cool. I
people
stick
are
with the
very
Jeeps.
personal about their cars, so we only try to do it if it's a Jeep or, maybe we might start doing some of the other off-road vehicles, but it's fun. It's just a cool idea she came up with. She's a marketing guru and
Yeah,
a
I have
Jeep
my
girl.
moments. But, well, we'll go back and you'll see the review on our website.
Yeah,
And
go to our website, check it out. Check out all the other reviews. They link to our YouTube
mhm.
channel, and just go out there and check us out. We're doing this for you guys. If you want us to go to a place, let us know. We'll put it on our list. We're starting to spread out and go places. As we travel, we'll hit up 3 or 4 places. It's all about North Carolina barbecue,
We'll be
and it's
heading
all
to the.
about the history of North Carolina barbecue. So if you got any cool history of barbecue
Oh,
stories
absolutely.
to share about any of the pit masters or anything like that, please let us know. All right, guys.
See you later.
Bye.